Hi everybody. So today we are going to continue on with subtraction and we're going to do it with regrouping today. So everyone take a breath. It's going to be okay. I'm going to help you through it. It's going to be a good time. So let's get started. So we have 43 minus 17 and it's already written vertically, so we don't have to rewrite it. However, you are going to have to write it on your paper. So go ahead and do that and then stop the video whenever you need to and hit continue when you're ready. And so here, 43 minus 17, so of course we start in our ones column and we say that 3 is smaller than that 7. So since the 3 is smaller, I can't take away 7 from 3. I don't have enough to take away from. And so I am going to have to borrow and regroup. So that means I'm going next door, so I'm changing that 4 to 3 because I'm taking one whole 10 from it. And because I'm taking a whole 10, this 3 is becoming a 13. So again, when you borrow from the tens column, you're taking an entire 10. So that 4 becomes a 3, and you add 10 to the ones column. So we have 13 minus 7, so that is 6. And then 3 minus 1 is 2. And again, stop this video when you need time to write any of this down, or go back in the video if you need to hear me re-explain something. You're able to do all that. Let's try this next one. We have 54 minus 26. So again, we start in the ones column, and the first question I'm asking is if this top number is bigger than my bottom number, and it is not. I have 4, so I have 4 fingers. I cannot take 6 of them away. It's not possible. So I need to go next door and I'm going to borrow. And so that 5 becomes a 4. So I'm taking 1 10 away from it. So I'm bringing it to the ones column and that 4 becomes a 14. So then I do 14 minus 6, which is 8. Sorry about that. And then 4 minus 2 is 2. My answer is 28. All right, so this next one, we're moving on to 3 digits. So I have 514 minus 262. Again, you're starting in the ones column. And this is a good example that you don't always have to borrow right away. So don't just start going through and borrowing. Nope, 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 nope. You need to ask yourself, is my top number bigger or smaller than my bottom number? So is my top number bigger than my bottom number? Yes, it is. So I don't need to regroup right here. So 4 minus 2 is 2. That is just regular subtraction. I know how to do that. Then I go next door. 1 minus 6. Here, that 1 is smaller than my 6. I can't do that. So that's when I have to borrow. So that 5 becomes a 4. And this 1 becomes an 11. Because again, you're borrowing that whole group of 10. And 11 minus 6 is 5. And then 4 minus 2 is 2. My answer is 252. And I'd like to do one more. So again, we start in the ones column, so we have 861 minus 216. Ones column, that 1 is smaller than that 6. I have 1 finger. I cannot take 6 fingers away from that. That is not possible. So I need to go next door. 6 becomes a 5. That 1 becomes an 11. 11 minus 6 is 5. 5 minus 1 is 4. 8 minus 2 is 6. My answer is 645. So again, asking those questions. Is my top number larger than my bottom number? If it's not larger, then I need to go next door and borrow. And then I would like to review rounding to the hundreds place a little bit because you are doing this on your Friday review and it's part of the subtraction slides today. Oops, let me add some hundreds in there. We can't round to the hundreds if there's no hundreds. We do this and Let's do, okay. So this first one, there it is. Okay, this first one, 273, you underline that 2, you circle that 3, or sorry, you circle that 7. 273 is between 200 and 300. And that 7 tells me I am going to go up. Remember, 5 or greater, you are going up. So it rounds to 300. 745, you underline that 7, circle that 4. You know that 745 falls between 700 and 800 on the number line. Sorry, my zeros are a little messed up. Hard to write on here. Okay. And then that 4 tells me that I'm going to round down. So 745 rounds to 700. And lastly, 326, you underline that 3, you circle that 2. You know, it falls between 300 and 400. And that 2 tells me I'm going to round down to 300. So again, your steps are over here. Please, 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 if you're struggling with rounding, let me know before you take your Friday quiz, because I really would like to help you. So that being said, here is, whoops, your Friday quiz. Expanded form, place value. We went over all that a couple weeks ago. Least to greatest, Please don't let that trip you up. Even number. I know you talked a lot about in second grade. More than one answer, so I should see more than one check mark here. And then rounding, practicing rounding, and then practicing adding down here. So again, take your time. And then these are the slides you're going to be doing today. So this very first slide, you're estimating the difference, just like yesterday. So yesterday was rounding to the tens, today is rounding to the hundreds. So 374 rounds to what 100, you're going to click and drag there. And then you're going to click where the question marks are and write your answer. So I didn't do an example on this one because you did it yesterday. So you should know what you're doing today. On slide 2, I did do an example here to help you out. So you have the problem and you are regrouping with these. So there are little red lines down here to help you cross out numbers. So this first example, 986 minus 439, we knew that 6 was smaller than 9, and so we had to borrow. So that 8, I dragged the red line up here, and that 8 became the 7, and then I brought a whole group of 10 for that 6 to become a 16. Then I had 16 minus 9 is 7, so I took my 7 and put it up here. And then I have 7 minus 3, and that 8 is crossed out, so we're not worrying about it. 7 minus 3 is 4, and then 9 minus 4 is 5. So I just took these numbers and put them up there. But you are able to type in the boxes up top in order to regroup. So you may not use all the red lines and you may not use all the numbers, but that's okay. Just do the subtraction and what you think is right. And then if I see you having problems or you're struggling, I will help you. On this next slide, it's the same as yesterday. You are rewriting them over on this side. And then again, the lines are down here to help you cross out the numbers and regroup up top. So it's the same thing as up here, you're just writing the numbers. And then this last slide says optional challenge. You do not have to complete this slide. If you thought the other slides were super easy and you're getting the hang of subtracting, try this out. It is hard. I'm telling you it is hard, but I want you to try it. What this is asking you to fill in the numbers to make the math sentence correct. So you might have to think about it a different way. But 5 minus 4 is 1. That one was easy. But then you have to think about what minus 5 is 5 and it's 10. But you can't just stick a 10 there. So I just stick a 0. And then I knew I'd have to regroup. So it's a lot of thinking and trying out numbers. But give it a shot. You never know what you could discover, what you might get right on the slide. Other than that, if you have any other questions or you just want extra practice, please come to my 1:30 or reach out in Dojo email. I'm here to help.